Man, I got to get to working on these photos for Karen for the wedding before it's too late.
Psst. Hey, have you heard of Adobe Photoshop? Did you know that 90% of the world's creative professionals use Adobe Photoshop? I'm gonna go ahead and take your confusion as a no. If you allow me to, I'll tell you a little something about Photoshop. Adobe Photoshop is one of the world's most highly used graphic editors.
Photoshop has been used on advertisement for some of your favorite products, on magazine covers, and probably some of the photos contained within, and probably on some of your favorite movie posters. A great Photoshop artist can take you from this to this. So that hottie you're looking at on the cover of that magazine? Yeah, she's probably been Photoshopped. Sorry. She still might be hot though in real life. That's better. Can I tell you about some of the features of Photoshop now? Great. What we're looking at is the opening screen when you open up Photoshop. Majority of your graphics editing will be done from here. There are a lot of tools available for you to use in Photoshop that will help with your graphics editing. I'll take the time to go through and cover just a select few so you can get the gist of what you're working with in Photoshop. This is the move cursor. This allows you to manipulate the position of the objects that you may be working with. This is a quick selection tool. This allows you to quickly extract specific objects from photos. This is the brush tool. It allows you to simulate painting on your graphics with a wide variety of brush tips. This is the eraser tool. It allows you to fine-tune or erase portions of your graphics. This is the text tool. It allows you to add text to your graphics either horizontally or vertically. There are also some useful tools on the right side of the screen. This color palette can be used with the brush tool that I previously mentioned, or other tools such as the gradient tool and the mask tool. Finally, there's the layers palette. The final product that all consumers see when it comes to graphics is a combination and result of many different layers that have been pieced together to make that final product. Photoshop also has add-on software available called plugins that allows you to manipulate your graphics in many different ways. These plugins are available from many different companies such as On1 Software, Topaz, and Alienware. Here are some personal examples of some work that has been done in Photoshop. Now that you know about Photoshop, why don't you go out today and pick yourself up a copy, that way you can get to editing some of those photos for your lovely bride.
I think I'll do that. Ah, here comes Karen right now. This is Karen. Isn't she lovely?
But she's
A lovely woman. I know.
no, she's
A magazine model. I know. Ah, forget it. You two look like you're in love.
Yow!
This is the director's cut, going behind the scenes of my commercial for the Behavioral Science Library assignment for week 2. What emotions was I trying to evoke from my audience? I was looking to inform and humor the audience as well as show my passion in my work. Research has shown that some of the most memorable commercials are the ones that use humor effectively. How did I go about evoking these emotions in my commercials? To inform the audience, I talked about the different aspects of Photoshop that the audience may not have been aware of. For the humor aspect, I thought the dialogue between the narrator and the man helped with the humor aspect. I also thought the surprise of the man's fiance being a zombie helped with the humor as well. I try to show my passion for the use of the product by showcasing some of the work that I've done through the use of Photoshop. How did I apply all 3 cognitive learning styles in my creative piece? For the audio learning style, I use a narrator to pass along the message of Photoshop and its uses. For the visual learning style, I use an animation and also showed several examples of how Photoshop can be used. For the kinesthetic learning style, I felt that showing the audience the Photoshop workspace would give them an example of how one will edit graphics and photos in Photoshop. Since there was no way to get hands-on work with Photoshop, I felt that showing them some of the tools that could be used would work best.